Welcome to the Desert Shave Den. Today we'll be shaving with George F. Trumper's Eucris shaving cream. Let's get started. Hi everyone, and thank you for watching. My name is Joseph. So I hope you had a Merry Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. I hope if you traveled, had safe travels, and got to spend time with friends, family, and loved ones. So, first shave after Christmas, I've got my Gillette Super Speed 1963 Flair tip. I've got Eucris shaving cream from George F. Trumper's. I'll talk more about that in a little bit. And here you can see this bowl. I actually won this bowl in a prize package from Mark Zarady. He was doing a giveaway for 10,000 subscribers, and included in it was this bowl. I don't have a lot of information on it, and I'm not even sure it's really a shaving bowl, but I've used it a few times now. It's made in Mexico, very colorful, and it actually has a little bit of nice texture to it. So it, it works pretty well as a lather bowl. And here you can see with the Trumper's cream, being in a cream form that you come out of a tube, it's actually pretty easy to whip up a lather. I may have overhydrated a touch, but the creams that come out of a tube or I think what I have is considered a tube. They're generally pretty forgiving. Applying pre-shave, and I don't think I mentioned it. I will be using an Astra Green blade in the 1963 Gillette Super Speed, and my brush is a Razor Rock Plissoft synthetic brush. I've been really liking this brush. It's been nice to kind of expand from my standard badger hair brush. I think it's a little easier to whip up a lather with this synthetic brush, but so it's been nice to have in the shave den for sure. Now the cream itself, I like that they sell it in a tube. You can get it kind of in a bowl or a cup, a lot like Tob's. But the tube is nice, one, because it's a smaller amount and it's cheaper. I got this for like $9 at Razor Emporium. And it's nice because it's more than a sample size. I've actually gotten many shaves out of it now. I'm actually almost done with this Eucris shaving cream. But it's nice to have that flexibility. And if you're gonna bowl lather it anyways, a tube is, it's easy to control the amount you're putting in there. And here as I'm going with the grain on the first pass, and everything's feeling good. I still feel that the Super Speed Flair tip is technically in the realm of the Super Speeds, is technically is the medium aggression, but I think overall the razors were generally more mild back in the middle of the 20th century. So even though this is medium aggression, I still feel it requires a little more skill and effort, considering it's not super efficient, and it's otherwise actually a fairly mild razor. But I like shaving with it every now and then. It's nice to, one, I just like how small it is. The blade alignment is always perfect. I don't even have to check it. It is a really well built, almost piece of history. I mean, this year it'd be 63 years old. It's kind of crazy to think about that. And the date code is I1, which, as far as I can tell, looking up online, would have been produced in the first quarter of 1963. So I mean, made in America. Think about that. John F. Kennedy was president when this razor was produced. So who knows all the different shaves and who's used it in the past half century plus, 60 years really. And just going with the grain on the nose. I do have to be careful. Early on when I got this razor, I definitely had to get the angle right and not put too much pressure, otherwise it would bite me a little bit. But I've come to really like this razor, and I'm almost done with the first pass here, as you can see. And yeah, I think that's pretty good. Let's rinse. Okay, so definitely not bad for a first pass. It's mild. It's I would say this is not darn fine shave territory yet, but that's okay. And here, I'm really enjoying this bowl. You know, I wasn't even sure if I would use it. If you've seen my channel, you know I have a fine accoutrements lather bowl that I've enjoyed. But I've done a few shaves with this bowl, and it's actually fun. I like how deep it is, but it's still not too big. So it actually lends itself well. And I'll have to, as a preview, at some point in the coming weeks and months, I'll have to preview some of the other items I won in that giveaway. There's my favorite item is a Gem Micromatic single edge razor, bullet tip end, and I've only done limited research on that. I'm by no means basically before I got it, I didn't know anything about single edge razors, but as far as I can tell, it was produced in 1947. But that'll be a future video. So here I'm going across the grain, and you can actually hear I'm pulling up some good stubble. I've also found with the super speed that you have to keep the angle really shallow, almost like you're riding the cap. And because of, I'm right-handed, I try to shave with both hands, but whereas like here on this part of my chin, for example, I might be able to keep that nice shallow angle easily, but when I switch to the other side, as in here, you really have to make a conscious effort to keep that angle shallow, otherwise it can affect the shave. But so far, so good. So I know I haven't actually talked too much about the Eucris shaving cream. When I went on their website, they didn't really give they didn't give a lot of detail on the scent notes. The back of the bottle actually talks about how Eucris comes from, it's like Greek in origin, probably some Greek mythology, and it means it's a very pleasant smell, or something like that. But I actually I was trying to just Google scent notes for Eucris, and I was able to find some on Shave Nation's website, who they sell it. I think that's Geo Fatboy's store, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sure you've seen his videos. But when I first smelled it, because I was like, well, Eucris, it's not, obviously, the name doesn't suggest anything. Is it sandalwood? Is it a barbershop? When I first smelled it, far and away, the most similar thing that struck me was I thought it smelled similar to Castle Forbes 1445 shaving cream. I've only purchased a sample of that, and it's long gone, because I know Castle Forbes is pretty pricey for a tub, but I would say it's very similar to 1445 from Castle Forbes, and I'm going to do a second rinse. And honestly, I was surprised how close this shave was after 2 passes, but I am just going to clean up the cheeks. I really could be done, and I was pleasantly surprised, especially with how mild this razor is. It's not super efficient either, but that, I'm getting to the point where that second pass is really doing a lot more work for me than it had in the past. Maybe I'm just, my technique is subconsciously changing more than I realized. But yeah, let's clean up the cheeks against the grain. So on the Shave Nation website, they describe Eucris' fragrance as contains warm, sensual beauty of sandalwood, musk, and moss, and is enhanced by a heart of rich, honey-like jasmine and exquisite muguet, M-U-G-U-E-T, muguet? I don't know, it's probably French. Rousing, peppery top notes of cumin and coriander radiate with the fullness of plump black currants. And I don't even know what all of those different notes smell like, but it's a really nice smell. I don't even know if I would call it a fougere. It's definitely not cologne-like. And it's also not like a barbershop. It's really unique. I would say it's got some sandalwood in there, but to me, it's a little more planty. Like, and not earthy as in mud. Oh, and you can see I did get a little nick. That was a little disappointing, but that could be, I may have overhydrated the lather. And yeah, after a third rinse, this is a BBS shave. I'm really happy with that. I'm going to cold water rinse and towel off. So it's got a really unique scent. I really like it, and I like how unique it is without being like a choking cologne. And it's just very unique. I don't have anything else comparable to it. So I would really recommend it. I've been pairing it with Barrister & Mann's Waves Aftershave Splash. I know I've been featuring this splash on the channel quite a bit lately. It's a dupe of a 1993 fragrance, not a fragrance, an aftershave from Gillette called Wild Rain. And I'm actually getting to the point where I'm almost done with the bottle, so I'm just pairing it with really anything that goes well with it. I love it, but I'm actually, trying to burn down some of my inventory, if that makes sense. So that's the shave. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. And thank you for being part of this first year. I started this channel up in August. I already, as of recording, I have 32 subscribers. Thank you for being part of that community. I really appreciate it. And this bowl is just really cool. It has some charm that I can't explain. But yeah, I can't wait to see what 2024 will bring, but I promise I'll have some good shaves. So once again, I'm Joseph with the Desert Shave Den. Like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell for more content like this. Thank you for watching. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I'll catch you next time.